Alrighty then, everyone, it is Dokkan time, and today we will be going over the Darkness Purging Universe Tree Power Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Goku. Now, I have a couple things to say about this Goku before we really get into it as the intro. First of all, thank you for watching and clicking. Please like and subscribe, blah, 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 blah. I like this Goku because he's one of my favorite moments in the Heroes unit, in the Heroes universe. I feel like this is the most powerful Goku in the Dragon Ball Heroes universe because he absorbs the power of the universe tree. And if you don't understand that, please do go read and watch the manga and anime for Heroes and go familiarize yourself with how crazy powerful this Goku is. That being said, I am a little bit disappointed about this guy. I will try. I am trying my best to adjust myself to having a larger amount of hype for him, as he is one of the last Heroes units in the game. I hope that I can rainbow him, because I do not have him rainbowed. But I really feel like he is very weak. He highly needs dupes. If you do not have dupes for this Goku, he's gonna feel really bad. He's gonna feel really bad. I do feel like he's a defensive unit. He doesn't do a lot of damage, unfortunately. And even as a defensive unit, unless you have him rainbowed with support and domains and so forth, he's going to feel pretty lackluster, I feel, to a very large majority of people. But I do feel if you put him on the right team, give him the right support, you got a lot of dupes for him, or at least two, then I do feel like you'll feel you like him a lot. I think you'll enjoy him. I think he'll be fun to use. But yeah. Anyways, so let's just kind of get into it. So this Universe Tree Goku has several 200% options, thankfully. He's not trapped to the Heroes team, as majority of people love to make the joke upon with Heroes units. I do feel like he will be comfortable on like Kamehameha and the Tech UI Goku, and then even Roshi's team. I do feel like Roshi could be a good placement for him as well. Have access to LR Bulma off-turn support and even Tech UI's domain, along with Roshi buff. You can really ramp up this Goku's damage on that team. Also, for a future perspective note, this unit will do good with the 7th anniversary gods, who will be easying during the 10th anniversary. And I swear, if they drop the 10th anniversary like easy A's for the 7th anniversary units and they're not good, I will be astonished that they're not the most broken thing in the bloody game. But anyways, so he has several team options, thankfully. His leader skill is Dragon Ball Heroes Kamehameha Power Beyond Super Saiyan for 170, and then only gives 200% total buff to crossover characters. It's not the most amazing leader skill, but it's not the worst either. You know, if you're fine rocking 170 teams, this isn't a big deal to anybody. Personally, to me, I'm a little, I'm not happy about the only crossover being at 200%, but at least he is a triple category leader skill, which we, you should love. Triple category leaders are in short supply in this game, so I mean, this is very nice to see. He does only raise attack and defense for one turn, and then he has a 30% crit built into his super attack. He does have an active entrance animation, upon which he gets a defense of plus 200%, and then he launches an additional super attack for 4 turns. So if you don't understand what 4 turns is, it's 2 appearances. So if he pops up on turn 2 for turn 2, and then turn 4 when he pops up, that'll be it. If he pops up on turn 1, then he'll have it on turn 1 and turn 3, and then he'll lose it after that, because the turn count keeps going, regardless of him being on rotation. He has Ki plus 2 attack and defense 150, plus another attack 150 when attacking, and then he has an additional defense plus 40% with each attack formed up to 200%. So, you do lose that 200% buff from the intro after the 4 turns, but with the extra super attack coming in on both of those turns, you know, you need to super attack 5 times, so you got your initial super, and then you got the freebie super, and then there will be other chances to super. So you just need to, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So 5 times. You need a super attack 5 times to build up your defense again. Launch an additional attack that has a 70% chance of becoming a super, and randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to STR. When there are 3 or more crossover category allies, or an ally whose name includes Xeno on the team. I'll get into that in a minute. Plus an additional attack plus 50% for the rest of the battle, and 70% chance of guarding all attacks with 3 or more key spheres. Plus an additional attack plus 100% for the rest of the battle, and guards all attacks with 5 key spheres obtained. So basically, physical God Goku that's the exact same, basically. Plus an additional attack plus 150 for the rest of the battle with 7 or more key spheres obtained, and then plus an additional damage reduction of 40% when guard is activated. So, active skill is massively raise attack temporarily, defense plus 30%, and all attacks become critical hits for 1 turn. This can be activated if you have an ally with Xeno attacking in the same turn or starting from the 5th turn to start a battle. He has Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Shocking Speed, Godly Power, Power, and Warrior Gods, and then Fierce Battle. So I want to talk about specifically this right here, because this is mandatory. You must get 5 key spheres at the very least with this Goku at all points of time every single turn. He is orb hungry. So make sure that you prioritize 5 key spheres for this Goku. Now, with that being said, that usually means we kind of want to have an orb changer. Well, unfortunately, sad to say, this is the worst part about him, is that he does have an extra built-in super with 70% chance, and he does STR, he STR orb changes, but you have to have 3 or more crossover category allies, or one ally whose name includes Xeno on the team. So if you look on the roll tips, you'll notice I have Xenopan on there. And that's because Xenopan is currently the best Xeno unit in the game that can actively be chucked onto a team with Goku. Now, you can get around this by having other orb changers on the team to try and, still help him. But the issue is that without a Xeno unit or 3 crossover units, you will not have a chance to have a 70% chance to perform an additional super. So basically, this takes away from your ability to get an additional super off at all points of time. Now, eventually, you will hit a point where this Goku is not able to have any Xeno options. Eventually, Pan will be straight up replaced. There is no other Xeno options in the game right now that can be usable to be chucked onto a team easily. I do feel like the crossover team can potentially get better over time. It just really depends on the Dokkan devs for actually supporting these kind of units to be put into the game. But as of right now, the crossover pool is so weak that it's not an easily done thing. It's just not. You do have the family, the Goku Xeno right here that can also be thrown on, but he's still dodge or die unit. He has to get his defense built up, otherwise he will be costing you the fight. And it's the same thing with Pan, who also is a dodge or die unit, but at least she supports all units rather than just Goku family. And I mean, that's pretty much it. You can consider Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Vegito, but I'm going to tell you right now, Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Vegito is primarily only good on teams in a vacuum with grade 8 power and heavily support. That's the teams that he's good on. I mean, he's good. Honestly, he's kind of better than World Tree Goku. He and Universe Tree Goku. He's kind of better in all given honesty. And this Goku's just not hitting that hard. So, let's just go ahead and take a look at the defense numbers complements of Halvard first. Alright, so we got the defense calculations up here. And basically what you're seeing here is his highest amount at 1.3. I think you can go higher depending on if you have Tech UI domain, if you have other types of support, if you have opt rotation support, if you manage to force him on a team with Fizz Super Saiyan Trio. I think this is all possible to increase. And obviously we'll get better units as time goes on. And do keep in mind that as long as you get 5 key spheres, that you have guard and you have 40% damage reduction, which does go very far. This is a unit that can tank some of the hardest hitting bosses in the game, so long as you're properly supported with domain, you use the active skill at an appropriate time to get the extra amount of defense. He can tank Go Frieza, he can tank Beast Gohan, he can tank Janemba, I think he can even tank Gogeta. So, he's not weak. He's not weak by any means. but dupes do matter excessively. Dupes matter excessively with this guy, and I really cannot emphasize that enough. Dupes matter excessively with this Goku. If you do not have at least 2 dupes with him, you're going to be struggling. You're going to be struggling, and I'm sorry to say that because I didn't want him to be struggling this hard, but it is definitely 100% how it's going to go with him. So when it comes to his build, I do highly suggest you do throw in a defensive orb to try and get the defense numbers up as high as possible so you can abuse the guard and defense combination. The guard and damage reduction combination specifically is what I'm talking about. Now, unfortunately, I will tell you that after turn 5 or turn 4, it is very unlikely that you will be doing more than 2 supers at most. Yeah, unfortunately, after you lose the intro, you lose the free super. If you're not rocking a Xeno or 3 crossovers, then you don't have that 70%. So at that point, the only thing you do have coming out of like super attack wise is you have his initial super attack. And then that's it. Right? Like, he doesn't have any other sources. Because the intro wears off. He only gets this built-in one right here if you actually have Xeno or 3 crossovers. And then you just have your hidden potential. So if you don't have a Xeno or 3 crossovers on your team when you're rocking this guy, and you lose your intro, you're losing 2 out of the potential quad super attacks that he can do. So at that point, you have your initial, and then you just have your hidden potential, and that's it. So, and I do feel like in the future, nobody is going to be able to get him to triple super. It's just not going to happen post his intro, you know, after the first 4 turns. There's not a lot of fights that you can finish within 4 turns. 5? Yes. 5 or 6 turns. Yes, you can. 4? That's no, not very often, unfortunately. I will say though, at the very least, his active does kind of act as a super attack. So if you count his active skill as a super attack, then yes, you can get up to the double super potential point of 700k defense with support and 850k. You can get up to that margin. That is a very potential possibility. But it's still very unlikely that you'll be hitting even the 800 support point. This here is the reason why I am saying he is a slot 2 unit. But anyways, let's get into his actual let's just kind of get into that right now with his words. Words are hard, guys. Words are hard. So as you can see on his roll tips here, I consider him a defensive unit, and that's what he is. He is a defensive unit. Unfortunately, he's not 100% a slot 1 unit. He can go into slot 1, but I would not suggest throwing him into slot 1 unless you have several dupes on him, at least 2. And you have him properly supported on a team that has Tech UI domain, even support on the rotation. Unless he is properly supported, he is not a slot 1 unit. But in slot 2, he tanks. He's good. You're perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine with him in slot 2. He's never going to, I don't think, as of right now, aside from, Peppy Gal shenanigans and Pink Zone, whatever, aside from those fights that purposely abuse damage, actual realistic fights, he's tanking pretty much everything. He's good in slot 2. His best partners, meta-worthy wise, is only the Ultra Instinct Gokus as of right now at the time of recording, which is in November of 2024. So if in 2025, we get the EZAs for the Tech 7th anniversary gods right here, as you can see. We're going to be cooking with 6 out of 7 links, and this will be their best partner at that given point. Both and vice versa. This will be an excellent combination in the future, but as of right now, at the time of recording, no, they are not good enough to be on there. Also, if you say Saiyans have no limits, then there's your option for a slot 1 as well. Physical God Goku is also a very good partner. The only issue I have is, I feel like God Goku has fallen off quite a bit. He does need a lot of stacks. He does need those orb hungries. And to be running these two side by side, you're constantly orb managing. and it can be very overwhelming to the point of where you could actually screw yourself, give one of them too many orbs, and you don't have enough for the other, and then it just kind of screws you one way or the other, and we don't want that. So, you know, maybe in the future when this guy gets his super easy A, this could be a very deadly, excellent combination as well. But he does have several different partners that you can abuse and use with him. I just feel like as far as a meta-worthy team, these two are your primary only good link options, specifically. And then, of course, I threw Xenopan over here because she's the only good floating unit you can just force onto a lot of teams, as she is a dodge or die supportive unit. As far as his leader skill goes, his leader teams, he himself is his best leader, and then Tech UI, Master Roshi, and then, yes, even the Super Saiyan 3 Goku over here. I do feel like this is an excellent unit to be popping onto the team. Yes, this Goku does need a Majin Buu Saga unit on the team, but that's it. That's his only restriction. Otherwise, Accelerated Battle holds a lot of units that you can really put together on a team. You have Tech UI, you have the Saiyans that have no limits. You have, heck, you can even throw Janemba on there if you so dang wish. You got the other UI Goku. You got Super Saiyan Vegito, the Goku Vegeta unit. You know, you have several units on Accelerated Battle that are very good to just be chucking onto here, including, if you so wish, you can definitely throw on Vegito here as well. You know, Accelerated Battle is still a very good category, and I do suggest him as a potential leader for this Goku. So, anyways, guys, I think that's going to be basically it. I'll run down the builds really quick, just because I have them. 55%, just put in a level 5 additional and give him a defense orb. I can't stress enough that he needs a defense orb, even at 55%. Usually, I'll just go for a level 7, but he desperately needs defense orbs. If you got a silver defense orb, give it to him. Give it to him, for sure, definitely. And then once you actually get dupes with him, I would highly suggest that you go full on additional level 15 at the bare minimum, and then just pop the rest either into dodge or give him the rest into crit even, just to get more damage. Personally, I'm probably just going to put the rest into dodge, as I feel the around 40% natural crit will probably be enough. But some people don't need dodge, and I don't think this guy needs dodge per se, so I wouldn't even blame you if you wanted to just put the rest into crit. As far as his equipment goes, once again, give him the defense orb if you got it. Level 5 additional, and then you can either choose to give him another level 5 additional, or give him a level 5 dodge, or a combination of the two, entirely up to you and your choice and preferences. So, that is going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and comment and tell me if there's any other builds for units that I have not put out yet and that you would like to know about or see. And let me know what teams you use this Goku on. And have a good day and a good night.